Hello, hello, hello. Man, you all. It is truly sad how many people are committing suicide. Jesus. People be so busy doing their own thing and don't even realize the people who are hurting. Most people who commit suicide are truly people pleasers, and they're strong individuals, but sometimes they need somebody to lean on and talk to. As a suicide survivor, I can relate, but the Lord blessed me and put breath back in my lungs, allowed my heart to beat again. And that is why I'm here on today, January 31st, 2022. At 12:47 a.m. in the midnight hour, up in prayer, interceding, because there's a war going on. My daughter is a suicide survivor as well, and her attempt was 2 months to the date after my oldest son was murdered. And I was so wrapped up in the grief of losing him that I didn't even realize that I was losing my daughter at the time. So as a parent, I know how you can miss the signs. I know how you can miss the signs. But I thank God that my baby girl is still alive. This is how I know that the Lord truly does have plans for us that are much greater than I'll ever understand at the moment. And she has to mature and things like that. And I thank God that she was blessed with a baby girl to let her know that she truly does have a reason for living. And the funny thing is the way our God works. Her due date was on the day that my daughter had her suicide attempt. And it was just so many signs letting her know why she has so many reasons to live. And I thank the Lord for that. That spirit of suicide, though, it was actually a generational curse in our family, because I found out like my mom, my sisters, just different family members had attempted it, but we never, God allowed us to live, praise the Lord. So, what I know is many of you need to go into prayer for your families to break that curse off of your family. I've had to do it, and I constantly have to pray against that spirit of suicide to break that curse off of my family. And I'm talking about all my family. I'm talking about my siblings, aunts, uncles. I'm talking about all my family members, cousins, and things like that, nephews, nieces. Because unfortunately that ugly, nasty spirit, it resides in many families from generations ago. And you all need to learn how to pray against that spirit of suicide. You have to take time out of your busy schedules. Really, this time of night is the best time to pray. I'm not even going to lie to you. There's a lot of demonic activity that goes on at this time of night, but you got to understand that the Lord, He never sleeps nor slumbers, so He lets you know what's going on, and He lets you know when to be in prayer, and He'll literally change up your sleep patterns like He has done for me. I've been up in the late midnight hour and then early mornings. And by the time 5, 6 o'clock in the afternoon rolls around, in the evening rolls around, like, I don't even want to go anywhere because I've been up all night in prayer. So, and even if it's not all night, there's so many hours of the night that I'm up in prayer and listening to God that by the time the evening come, man, I'm like, yo, I've done my work for today. And the Lord allows me to get my rest, and then he wakes me up in time to go into prayer again. He needs intercessors in this hour, and too many people are wanting to sleep, and the demonic activity has heightened. The wickedness is so real, and people are just so bold with it. I mean, witches are even like talking stuff from the pulpit in the church. Like, they're not even, the witches are talking from the church. Like, you all gotta understand, like, but some of these witches so weak, like, they want to talk all this stuff from the pulpit, but yet they're sleeping right now. So, like, everything they try to sit up there and do, all you got to do is be up and beat them in prayer. See, what people don't understand is these witches, they try to do their little witchcraft, but see, you gotta come on to a God that is sovereign, right? And you got warring angels, and believe it or not, some of you are actually angels sent from heaven, and some of you know it, and some of you don't like to admit it. Because I do believe in human angels. I believe that angels cross our paths at many different times. I'm telling you, what you all need to understand is this: you really need to learn how to treat people with kindness, because you never know when you're entertaining an angel unaware. And that's really just the whole truth. Many people have encountered angels, and angels have given them warnings from God. Because you understand, angels are God sent. Angels will bless you, but angels will also warn you and tell you to get your life right, because they want you to live and not die. It's amazing. I look back on my life, and I can even recall when I have met angels sent by God, messengers that I only had an encounter with one time, but it was at the right time. It's just amazing. The thing about suicide, do you all realize how many people are bullied on social media? Social media is like a cancer, and it can literally do more damage than good, depending on the individuals and what they post. It's a sad day in the world when people start podcasts to kill other people's character, when people create websites to try to control others and, put out this wicked agenda, and then lie and say it's in the name of the Lord, but there's nothing godly about it. It's a sad day in the world when we have people of influence committing suicide, their children committing suicide. It's a sad day in the world when we act like suicide is not real. Many people are suffering from mental illness, and it's a sad day in the world when no one can seem to see it. I mean, the church doesn't talk about it, and that's just really sad, because many people inside the church building are actually suffering from mental illness, severe depression, and are feeling hopeless and suicidal right now at this moment at 12:56 a.m. On January 31st, 2022. And their family members are sleeping while they're sitting up here contemplating suicide. Now, the craziest thing is, Many of you know that severe depression run in your family because you suffer from it. You know that you've had suicidal tendencies, but yet you don't think to pray for other people now that you no longer have suicidal tendencies nor have depression. And that's actually selfish when you know for a fact that it's a generational curse that has come down from generation to generation. Like, when are you going to want to stop being so selfish and actually pray for your family members? You know, I have a big issue with people who make it to the top or think they made it to the top and they forget about their other family members when this thing is about family. You know, the kingdom of God, you know, it's just amazing how people get a platform and people get a church and people get these type of things, and then they forget about their family members that are lost. You know, one thing about me, and I thank God for this, although I'm not around my family, I am constantly interceding in prayer for my family members. Period, point blank. That someday that someone will go to them, that God will send someone to them, and they will turn their hearts to God for real. Because make no mistake about it, they know about God and they know about Jesus. But like I said before, everybody loves sin because sin feels good. So, you know, it's just the whole truth. But this is also the truth for you pastors out there, for all you leaders in the church who feel like you just done made it, but you don't even seem to care about your lost loved ones. You know, it's just amazing to me. And when you get so focused on yourself, you are a danger to everyone that you're speaking to, because your self-righteous behavior is not of God. You are conceited. You don't care about others. You know, here's the thing. You've got to always care about others. You know, it's just amazing how the main goal, which is soul winning, the salvation of the Lord, has been left out. You know, the church no longer cares about it. You know, there's so many of you churches who do not care. And then God has to do something. He has to show up in a way to remind you that he is God and you must obey. You know, this disobedience, the spirit of rebellion that is going on in the church, these Jezebels that are constantly speaking. Jezebel, let me tell you something. This is Real Life with Rosina Akinola, and I'm here to let you know, Jezebel, you don't scare me, and you will die before I die. I need you to hear me and hear me well, Jezebel. I need you to hear me and hear me well, witch. You will die before I die. I will outlive you. Even though you're younger than me, I will outlive you. If you're older than me, I will outlive you. If you are my same age or in my age range, I will outlive you. Make no mistake about it. God has shown me this over and over again. So you can keep on playing and keep on trying, because I'm telling you, whatever you try to throw my way, God go send it right back at you. See, what you fail to realize is this. You will die before I will. You cannot touch me or my family, because you and your family members will die before me and my family members. Make no mistake about it. See, because what you better understand, Jezebel, you witch, you witch, you witch, you will die. Your children will die. Amokini anakoroso mokini atikini amotoroso. Ashikiri amatare sikana mokoroso. Ishikiri amatakere sikini amatere amokoroso. I will bless those who bless you. I will curse those who curse you. Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Jezebel, you witch, you will die and your children will die before anything happens to me, my children, or my grandchildren. Mark my words, at 1 o'clock in the morning on January 31st, 2022.